in the manner in which citizens in Bengaluru speak about politics, that somehow doesn't reflect in actual voter turnout. The apathy of the urban voter has been an oft discussed subject. Do you think it's going to stay this way? Do you see that change at all?
No, I think that's what I used to tell the people in software, that you don't have to write your software, you have to script your future. And when you have, even I think last elections in Bangalore, only less than 50% voted, so in that sense, our people from the classes of the lower economic classes, as well as the Dalits, they are more politically aware than the indifferent, consuming middle class who are all the time in front of the TV and criticizing. They go away on a vacation during the, in fact, even when I contested in Bangalore from the South constituency, only about 48% voted. So it's a big shame. When you have a difficulty of choosing, both the parties are corrupt, which they are, because I think the people know it. We can't make out which party is less corrupt now, and you can't make out which candidate you have to vote for. So then you have to vote for the lesser of the evil.
Who looks like the lesser of the evil for you in this election?
No, I think it all depends on, I'm not saying all politicians are corrupt, but there is huge corruption in politics, and there is definitely corruption in Karnataka. I mean, it's, you'll never hear a teachers association openly coming out and complaining there's corruption. It doesn't happen, because they're scared. Or the contractors association naming there is corruption. But the reason BJP was voted to power was because Congress was corrupt. It was known. I mean, Janata Dal was corrupt. But there are individually good leaders. I mean, there are two corrupt leaders or two communal leaders. You cannot be indifferent and sit at home. You have to vote for the one who is less corrupt or less communal.
Who's less corrupt?
I cannot say that, because when Congress was in power, there was no question there was corruption there. And when BJP is there, I do not think that I can give any clean sheet to them, because that's the reason I said you can't make out
who's the lesser evil?
I do not want to take that position. It is because I'm not come to campaign for any individual party. I have my own preferences. But the point I'm making is that people must not be carried away by the rhetoric or the political speeches of the parties. They must measure based on delivery on the ground. Look at Bangalore, for example. A friend of mine, he's not here, I can name him, Jairaj, he comes to, he's a former commissioner of Bangalore Corporation. One day I asked him, what do you make out of this Bangalore? It's like a bombed city, not just today, over the last, I don't think anybody can say that Bangalore is a city which is beautiful now, because the whole city is dug up, and it has been dug up the last 35, 40 years. Somebody or the other is the cable guy, it could be Reliance, it could be Airtel, they'll come and dig it up, they don't finish it, because there is corruption, because it's very easy to buy the corporator. So he said, Hale Kallu Hosa Billu. I don't think there is not much of Kannada audience here near this one. Hale Kallu is old stones, Hosa Billu is new bills. So the same stone is put back and the bills are presented, and you can see it. I mean, you don't, like Amit Shah said, you don't have to tell the people, they can make out. You walk through Bangalore, the biggest problem is garbage, the biggest problem is sewage and drainage, drinking water. Vishwesvaraya, built the KRS dam, the first power plant. But today, you don't get drinking water in your tap in any house. If you're
what's
rich.
the solution? You're saying the Congress was corrupt, the BJP is corrupt. You tried to fight an election yourself, didn't succeed. So where then lies redemption? What's the way out?
The way out is that we had to be engaged. We can't give up hope. We had to be optimistic. Cynicism is not the answer. Cynicism is slow suicide. You can't be, criticizing everybody, that is not the answer. Of course, you have to have the courage, but you don't have any businessman having courage to speak up, whether in Bangalore or in Delhi. You see, after the budget, every businessman only praises the finance minister. So we need to have courage to speak to people, not just journalists have courage. Of course, journalists also have lacking courage now. But we need to have businessmen also to have courage to speak to the ministers in public forums, not just in his personal chamber. We have to speak the truth. But I'm drawing a distinction between speaking the truth and being skeptical and cynical. You can't be, you have to do what you can.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.